Are you a brand new business owner, but you still need access to cash for your business? Well, on this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get access to 100K in cash from the banks, even if you're a brand new business. So let's go. What's going on? It's Colin Brown here from Business Credit Unlimited, and I'm back. So let's get straight to it. This is how you get 100K in business funding in cash, even as a brand new business. So what is a new business? A new business is an LLC that has been established for less than 2 years. Now, you could have been in business for 2+ years, but that doesn't count unless your LLC has been established. You're still considered a new business, even if you've been doing whatever your business is for life. Now, your annual revenue also is probably less than 100,000 if you're a new business. If you meet one or two of this criteria, then you're a new business. Now, most businesses cannot get access to cash. Why is that? Well, simply the banks don't trust you. And this makes sense to me. You just started out in business. Why would they be giving you 100K in cash? How can you show that you can pay that money back? They are a bank. They're not lending or giving out money to you. These ain't grants we talking about. You have to pay it back. So why would they give you this access if you cannot prove that your business can pay it back, right? It makes sense. And really the only two ways to get cash from the banks inside of your business as a new business owner is normally through either loans or business lines of credit. But most business owners won't qualify for these, right? And outside of the banks not trusting you, to be specific, normally they require docs. Okay, what documentation? That would be bank statements showing revenue, tax returns showing profit, balance sheets, profit and loss statements, those types of docs that newer business owners normally do not have, right? Normally you have to be making 10K plus a month. Doesn't even have to be profit, but you have to be generating 10K plus a month in your business, which newer business owners normally don't have. That's why they normally can't get access to cash, right? Business age, normally 6 months to a year to get access to cash. If you're a newer business owner, you may or may not have that, right? Especially if you're not doing like an aged corp or something like that, which is an option. But say you don't do that option. You don't know how to set that up. You don't even have the funds to pay someone to set this up for you, whatever the case. Also, the SBA has some options too as well. But normally it's harder to do, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself. You don't know about all of this stuff. Probably going to need to hire someone to help you navigate through that. Now, what is the best way to get 100K in cash then? Really, it's to liquidate business credit cards, the 0% business credit cards, 0% interest business credit cards, okay? Now, first, let's talk about what is a 0% interest business credit card if you're newer to this. A business credit card or a 0% business credit card is a business credit card with a limit that you can use to grow your business, even as a brand new business. And a select few have an introductory rate, a promo period of 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. And normally this is the only option to get access to cash for a lot of business owners. It's in a form of a credit card, but you can liquidate it to get cash off of that card. Now, how do you get access to 0% business credit cards or 0% interest business credit cards? You have to qualify. This is not for everyone. I'm not saying that you could you just start up an LLC and you have all types of stuff going on with your personal credit and still be approved. I am not saying that. I'm not saying you could be in bankruptcy and get 100K in cash. Let me put that out here right now. I'm not someone that's going to sell you dreams. All right. Now, personal credit score, normally 700 plus 720 to 750, just to be safe. It differs within the banks, especially depending on your relationship. Utilization for the highest limits, you want it to be in single digits, meaning 1 to 9%. The sweet spot is normally 3 to 8% because you can even be too low sometimes. 3+ years of credit history, 15K plus of total credit limits within your personal credit cards. You don't want to have any negative items, including charge-offs, collections, late payments, child support, medical bills, bankruptcy, eviction, late student loan payments, so on and so forth. So business credit requirements or business requirements. You don't need any business age. No business revenue is required at all. You could have not made a single red penny in your business yet. No income or revenue verification is going to be required. No business credit, aka vendor credit requirements is normally, and I'm not saying those things hurt you or it's bad to do, but you don't have to have it to be approved more times than not. Since these business requirements are the easiest, this makes business credit cards the easiest way to get cash access to a brand new business. Now, what are the benefits of doing this versus trying to go the hard way and just getting access to 100K in cash, from your job or I don't know, your personal credit cards or some other way? Well, you can get access to the cash right away after you're funded, because you will need to get the 100K in business credit cards first before you can even think about liquidating them. First, you got to have access to the funds first. Now, the benefits too is that they won't report to your business, to your personal credit. Meaning, say if you got 120K in 0% business credit cards, you liquidate at 100K of them, you won't have your personal credit score drop just because you've done this and you used up most of it, because they don't report. When you get the right cards, that is. Some cards do report. You got to stay away from the Capital One business credit cards that report. To the personal side and Discover, they report. All right, just to name a couple. Now, one thing too is that most cash advance APR rates are 25+%. I've seen 29%. Let's look at some of these approvals. I think they say it on here. Like, look at my client. I got 75K here from Chase. It says cash advance APR 29.99. So do you want to pay 30% just for pulling out cash from a card that you probably don't have access? Like for him, he probably don't have access to a full 75K if he did a cash advance. That's not the most effective method, and it's not the most cost-effective method. Okay, so I wouldn't do that. But the benefit is that when you do it the way that I'm going to show you how, when you liquidate, you don't have to worry about the cash advance APR rate. So you also have a low monthly payment, and that's one benefit of doing it this method versus trying to do something else. And you'll have a 0% introductory rate too as well. But let's talk about it. Now, how to liquidate your business credit card for 100K in cash. Things you must know. This is for educational purposes only. I am by no means giving you instructions to do anything on behalf of your business, a personal profile. This is for educational purposes only. Just to let you know. Because you must know what you're doing to do this. You can get your account shut down. All type of stuff can happen that's not good. All right. If not done correctly. So a lot of times too, just to let you know, like if you're wondering about tax implications of this, ask your accountant or financial advisor, not me, because I'm not your accountant or your financial advisor. All right. If you liquidate using your 0% business credit cards, the interest rate after the promotional period will increase to the normal credit card rates, which is normally on a very low end. I would say 13%. Some credit unions may even go a little bit lower than that, but normally from anywhere from 13% to like a 25% is the average credit card interest rate. And after that 0% introductory rate, from which is normally 6 to 18 months, depending on the bank, it averages around 12 months. But normally after that time, it's going to go back up. So if you're a 0% APR rate for 12 months, or if you had a 0% APR rate for 12 months, after that 12 months, it's going to go back up to whatever your rate is. Say if it's 20%. So you must have an extra strategy. You don't want to just do, liquidate. And it, by the way, it doesn't have to be 100K. We're just using this as an example, right? Let me be real with you. Let's get down to it. I mean, I got to get your attention. We got to say 100K. You may just want to do 50K. You may just want to do 20K, 25K. Okay, I got to get your attention by throwing out the 100K. But anyways, you know, your interest rate is going to hike back up after the introductory period. So you must have an extra strategy for whatever amount of money that you're looking to liquidate. There is work involved. You don't expect to get 100K, whatever it is, 20K into your business in cash just by watching this video, just by, talking to people or looking at videos on Instagram or whatever the case. There is some work involved. All right. Dare I say, some risk involved too as well. Everything is risk. The moment you wake up, get out the bed, you gotta there's risk involved that you might step on a toothbrush and fling in your eye and knock you out of something. All right, everything is a risk. Anyways, now there's two different methods that I normally see. There are a lot of methods. These are the only two ones that I personally will do. There are a lot of methods out there. You can look on YouTube for other methods. All right, but here's the two main methods that I see. Number one, the invoice method. This is essentially where a business owner would invoice you for a product or services that they render to you. Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. Then they would send you the cash back via a wire transfer, etc. It could be other methods, but that's typically what the invoice method would be. Now, this could be as low as 3 to 6% that you would pay. It can be more, but it likely won't be 2% or anything less than 3%. It's possible. It's definitely 100% possible. And you can liquidate for no money down using other methods, but it's likely going to be a lot to kind of do that, or it won't be a high amount. But I don't know a way that exists. If y'all know, let me know. That's actually morally, ethically, and legal, of course, to be able to liquidate off of your business credit cards 100K without paying anything, like a higher amount. You let me know, okay? But you're likely going to pay some on this money, by the way, okay? You're likely going to pay something, normally 3 to 6%, could definitely be higher, 8% or something like that. But I don't typically see anything less than 3%, because when you swipe your cards and it goes to a merchant account, like if someone has a merchant account, or even if they use like a Square, even Cash App or whatever the case, you're going to incur a fee by swiping that card, you see? So keep that in mind. Now, example, if you want to liquidate 100K, you do this method, and the method that you use, or you use this method, and the payment processor that you use is they charge 4%. You will pay $4,000 as 4% of 100. Okay, and keep in mind though, the cool part is that you will have 0% interest on a 96K after you pay that fee. You see, so just say you have 100K, just so I can explain it to you. Say you have a 100K business credit card at 100K. You swipe, liquidate that 100K. On that 100K, it's not going to be all 100K at that time if you liquidate it, right? Because you're going to have the fees involved. Now that fee, say at the 4%, will be 4,000 less. Now on your card, instead of being at 0 out of 100K, you got 100K out of 100K, or 96 out of 100K. But that balance left over will still be at 0% interest for the 6 to 18 months, depending on the bank. You see? Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't. Now, you can use a company to do this for you. That's the second method. That's what I would advise to do. Make sure you have the right company too as well. Because if you don't, things can go wrong, obviously. Because even when you're doing an invoice method, it needs to be someone that you know, love, and trust, right? Or it could just be, you can know them and trust them. You don't have to be love love them, meaning someone that you know. Doesn't have to be someone that you know that you could do this with per se. But if you're doing it with someone that you know, they need to fit that criteria. I've heard bad stories of people getting burnt. Um, but the right company can do this for you without you worrying about doing everything incorrectly, because this is what they do. And it's the most effective method. It could cost more than you doing it yourself, but it's the most cost effective method. If I was to liquidate, because I don't really have the need to liquidate business credit cards like I used to when I first started out. But if I was doing that right now, me personally, and what I do for my clients, I would have a company do this for them versus them doing it themselves. Because the invoice method, it can be done. It's not really that deep, but from the accounting implications that you got to be aware of, just having someone else that can invoice you, then you pay it, all these different variables that's involved, I would have a professional do it for you. That's just my opinion. Everything I say here is just my opinion, because this is all for educational purposes, right? But that is the only way you can get access to cash, at least a large amount, as a brand new business, without worrying about stupid high interest rates, or some other method that just doesn't make sense for you and your business, especially financially. So that's it. That's how you would get 100K in cash in your business. And by the way, you can get 100K in funding even as a brand new business that just started yesterday. It's very possible. So that's how it's very possible, depending on if you qualify from the other qualifications that we talked about, not just anyone. All right. I'm not claiming here that you could just not have a job, have a 500 score and whatever, and then just get 100K in cash. I'm not claiming that. Quite the opposite. But anyways, if you qualify, you can get access to the 100K pretty quickly when guided in the right direction. That means you can liquidate fairly quickly. Even if the company does this for you, 100K every time, they're not going to do all 100K at one time. It'll be, in steps over time. But normally, it really depends. That probably can be done within, 1 to 3 weeks or something like that. All right. But that's it. That's how you get it done. And this helps a lot for my real estate investors out there. That makes up the bulk of my clients, real estate investors. Or say if you need to buy a vehicle, they're only accepting cash. You need to pay a contractor, and you only can pay them with cash. You can't swipe your card for it. This is what help. I mean, this would be a method that would help you. But if it sounds way too complicated for you, like I ain't trying to do none of this stuff, don't worry. Just get with me. Work with me one-on-one. We'll take a look at exactly where you are right now, optimize your personal and business profile, create you a custom funding strategy so you can see exactly which banks we would go to, how much funding you can expect from them. And that way, you know exactly how to get funding for your business, whether we move forward or not. Then we send out your applications to business relationship managers so you get approved for the highest limits. And you can maximize on your funding instead of you going out there and bapping it up and messing it up for yourself, right? It's possible. You could do it yourself, but if you don't have the access, you don't know what you're doing, things could definitely get pretty messed up. But that is pretty much it. You know what? Yeah, look. I don't know exactly how many subscribers I have now, but I know it's like less than 500. Look, once we hit 500 subscribers, I am going to create a link where I'm going to take calls for select individuals for free. And we're going to go through this whole process for free. And I'll look and see exactly which banks you can go to and take you, no matter where you are, to 100K in business funding. I'll tell you the exact steps for free. Okay, once we hit 500 subscribers. Because I'm looking at the analytics, a lot of y'all watching, but y'all not subscribed. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for weekly funding videos. It's not stopping, baby. We finna keep going. Let's do it. Talk to y'all in the next one. Let's get it.